Yo, this is FD from Rolling with FD, and I want to tell you about our 500 subscriber contest. Subscribe, leave your favorite athlete, and when we get to 500 subscribers, we'll get you a card up to $1,250. Just that simple. And we want really to get to 500. And without your help, we know we can't get to 500. So let's do it together. Let's go! So in this video today, we're talking to Eric Snyder, and he's walking us through everything basketball, from his playing career to his coaching career. And if you want the extended version, you go here. But stay here for the condensed. All the entertainment's for you.
Jordan is the GOAT, period.
So what's up with
Russell Westbrook in the playoffs? Let's talk about that.
Are you trying to tell me that Steph Curry is not top 10 all time?
Hank Aaron, he's a giant.
Who is Bobo?
LeBron over here talking about he's seeing 3 of everything? Come on, man. This is Candid Conversations with FD.
What's up with you?
How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Nice seeing you. My name is Eric Snyder. I'm a basketball coach, personal trainer, teacher basically, and been personal training for over 20 years and have been involved in basketball close to 40 years. So let me know what you need, what you want.
So do you have any kind of like social media anywhere?
I have my it's a little YouTube channel, but it's called Real Time Basketball. Eric Snyder, Real Time Basketball, and I have some little things I do there. It's not well developed yet, but it shows, you know, some shooting techniques and little movements here and there, right? But like today, I'll show you more intricate stuff about the shooting and what I have discovered. So I knew I was always a really good shooter. You know, I would practice repetition after repetition. I had a hoop at my house. I'd watch a little bit of college basketball, then go outside and practice my jumper.
Yeah.
You know, here it is.
Like all of us did.
Right,
yeah.
This is it. This is where it's at, right? And then Paul Westphal, I went to a basketball camp, right? And he goes, yeah, you need a space, you know, like a finger space between you and the ball. And I'm like, finger space? Oh, that's interesting. And then I think my high school coach would say, you know, the hand needs to be by the forehead, right? So forehead, space, right? And all this kind of stuff. Nothing about the guide hand and nothing about a window and nothing about any of that stuff. Just finger and this. So when I started teaching this kid, I started looking at the commonalities of the greatest shooters that we have today. One thing I noticed was the guide hand, which it might be overlooked for a lot of people. So the guide hand, so when you come up for your shot, you have this window right here, right? Space, window, and they have a little bit of a V kind of thing, right? And you'll see good shooters, they shoot with their dominant hand. This guide hand either falls off, follows the ball down the channel, or just comes off it. You know, one thing that all professional athletes have and really good athletes have, they have deep internal strength, okay? I played basketball in college at 145 pounds. Well, when I went up for the rebound, spread myself, and you see guys just fall like trees. Because the strength, you know, the internal strength. So you don't have to be a big guy.
I tell people that all the time.
To be strong.
That's right.
You know, it's just something that God has given you, that internal strength. So Michael Jordan is 2 days older than me.
Okay.
Same year. And Barkley's born a day after me.
Okay.
So we're all, you know, I'm like these bookend guys, right? Yeah. So, you know, my mentality is neither far from either one of those guys. I have a fierce mentality like Barkley. You know, like I don't realize how small I am because it's not a factor for me. I never thought about it. I just go and I play, you know. And then with Jordan, you know, I used to have this disdain of losing. You know, look, if I lost, I'm just so internally mad and so upset. I would just sit and think about, you know, how I could have played better and, you know, all this kind of stuff. I want to show you something here. I brought something for you to look at. Okay. I've had this ball for 46 years, something like this, 45 years. I've had this ball since I was 12 years old. And this ball is signed by
Hank Aaron. You mind if I take this out?
Take it out. Whatever you do in life, it becomes a science and it's an art. Okay, and that's what it is. Whether you're a plumber, a gardener, you know, people take these things to they can take it to another level. And you're like, wow, that's amazing, you know. So it becomes an art. And but the passion for the drive, like, so, you know, the archetype, the personality, to me is the same as Jordan and Kobe and Tiger Woods. You know, those three guys they have the same personality to me. It's a desire, it's a deep desire to be great. And all three of those guys, I guarantee you, Tiger would play golf if he didn't get paid, Kobe would have played basketball if he didn't get paid, and Jordan would play basketball if he didn't get paid. All those guys. My coaching style is more, I communicate with my players, and we're all involved. Like, it's like, yes, I'm the coach, but I'm more of a team member. So, you know, and then I'm guiding and directing these guys to try to help them, you know, so that we can play better, obviously win, and then hopefully become good people, better people as we do this stuff, you know. But a lot of people, when they're in the forest, they don't see how they can, like, play beyond the forest. Like, Steph Curry sees the game in a 3D kind of thing. He understands who he is, where he's at, and what he's doing, and he's mastering his motions and relaxed in that. When you make the NBA, that's when your career should start. And that's where you get into the gym, you get into this, maybe you hire professionals, maybe you ask the coach, listen, I want to be this. Can you, is there guys that I can work with? You know, I mean, how can I get from here to here? You know, if you're a football player and you like hitting people, man, you're in the right sport. You're in the right sport. I don't like being hit like that. That's the wrong sport for me. Listen, fellas, I'm a love fighter, okay? You hit me too. Even though I was really physical on the basketball court, you know, I mean,
it's a different type of physical. So I get exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
love what you do.
Love what you do. You know, love what you do. It's you have to love it. You know, you don't have a deep love, and it's maybe just about money and stuff like that for basketball. Don't even waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Find out what you are passionate about.
I mean, I used to play 3 hours a day for 10 years. 10 years, and I might get ripped twice in 1 year. And then if I do get ripped, I usually rip it back from it with sloppy, you know. Great players, like Steph Curry, he's a little careless at times with the ball because he's so relaxed, right? But great players, they live on a ribbon. I don't care whether you're a football player, a quarterback, whether you're a pitcher, whether you're a shortstop, third baseman. These guys are, you know, like if you want to say perfect, they're as close to human being perfect as possible. You know, they take this level of their given sport and they bring it to where you're like, does that guy ever make a mistake? But what's funny is Eric Davis, baseball player?
Oh, I know, yeah, I've met Eric Davis.
Okay, really nice guy, right? Okay, so this is funny. So some of the Dodgers, right, and Eric Davis, when they came down to a gym that I was playing basketball, right? And I remember Eric Davis played against those guys. It was like so funny. You have his golden gloves, this amazing athlete, right? And he's like a, you know, junior high basketball player. Like he, you know what I mean? Infielders, you know, I played against some Raiders, football players, right? And they're different players, really aggressive, and you know, everything's everything, and everything's everything. You know, it's not smooth and elegant. You know, it's very powerful, aggressive. You know, it takes a long time for them necessarily to get the ball out of their hand. You know, they just, you know, it's different. That's why, like, these cross athletes, it's amazing. You know, guys play football.
So you look at Dion, you look at Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
I look at those guys like I can't believe you do what you do.
Yeah, Eric Dickerson, he lives around here. You know, I worked with.
Yeah, I used to see him at the Calabasas Village.
Yeah, I worked with his daughter for a little bit. You know, what a great athlete, runner. You know, but basketball. But he's funny. His daughter goes, man, I can beat him, and I go, Eric, your daughter says she can beat you. She doesn't know what she's saying. So I looked up the 40 times, right? He was a champion track runner. Okay, and his 100-meter run was close to world record time. You know, and I was like, wow.
That was a move, man.
So
225.
Yeah, so if you're looking at his 40, it's not as fast as his 100 because he gets going. He used to be like a train.
He's open up.
Yeah, he used to open up, and you know, and I'll remember him when he played, and he was just a big back. But I played with Corey Dillon. I played golf with Corey Dillon when he was still playing, and I'm looking at, and Corey Dillon was sort of built like you as a running back, right? Big guy, right? And he's still playing, and his calves look like they could just like diamonds, like they could cut you, right? And he's just like, boom. I'm like, man. I go, and I'm not a big football guy. I appreciate every sport. Yeah. So I go, you play professional football, huh, right? And he plays for, the
Cincinnati Bengals, New England Patriots.
He was playing he was playing for the Patriots at the time. Yeah. And so then, he's playing golf, a new sport for me, and then I helped him out a little bit. He was building his suit. But then I played with him again, just happenstance, right? And that was fun. Then I saw him like 6 months later after he retired. And, all that muscle disappeared, right? And he just became like a normal human being. And I said, man, it must be relaxing for you to not have to be pounding the weight all the time. Yeah. It's intense. If you want to be a professional athlete, it's really intense.
What I learned going from high school to college is how much work it is.
Yeah.
Like in college, it was a full-time job. You're going to watch video. You're going to get educated on what you do and what your opponent's going to do for that week. Then you're going to go to practice and sweat and run. You got to get taped. You got to make sure you're getting proper rest. And you got to make sure you're safe. It was a full-time job.
Yeah.
But you're still having fun when you're in the game.
Yeah.
But you realize there's all the pre-work and all the post-work. And then in the summertime, you got spring ball while your friends are enjoying themselves and going to parties and doing whatever. You got to still focus on the game.
Well, that's where the love comes in. That's where, like in basketball, I hated suicide drills. Oh my God. And they just killed me. This is a nightmare. So, hopefully you make that free throw so no one has to run. And if you miss it, man, they're yelling at you, come on, Snyder, make the shot. I'm like, right. So, yeah, you got to love it. You got to love it.
That's right.
Like if you're young and you've got some juice and you get out there and play some sports, man, get out there and move, enjoy the full spectrum of how to be able to move when you're young. You got to use it.
Sure.
You have to use it.
That's true.
You have to use it.
I want to get some shots for you too.
Okay.
Shooting. Hey Eric, it was beautiful having you today.
It was my honor. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
My man.